Hi guys, today's May 12th. I'm going to read you a couple articles here, give you an update on what's going on. This is from the Jerusalem Post. It literally just came out like 15 minutes ago. It says Pompeo to land in Israel for whirlwind 24-hour visit on Wednesday. PA invites Hamas Islamic Jihad to meeting on Israeli annexation. U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo was expected to arrive in Israel early Wednesday for meetings with Benjamin Netanyahu and Knesset Speaker Benny Gantz. The Iranian threat is expected to be at the top of the agenda, as well as American and Israeli efforts to develop a vaccine for coronavirus and Israel's implementation of the Trump peace plan, including settlement, annexation. This meeting is important enough to hold face-to-face, Pompeo said in an interview with Israel Hayom, the Hebrew language daily owned by Sheldon Adelson, a major donor to the U.S. President Donald Trump campaign. This will be Pompeo's first trip abroad since lockdown regulations were set in place to fight the spread of the coronavirus across the U.S. Israeli ambassador to the U.S., Ron Dermer, will fly to Israel with Pompeo. Pompeo, said he, Netanyahu, and Gantz will address Iranian threats and how we will continue working together to deter them and prevent them from attaining nuclear weapons. The Secretary of State warned that in October, the Iranians will be able to bolster their conventional weapons capabilities in a way that will allow them to sponsor terrorism around the world. This, in turn, will make it easier for Tehran to continue implementing a plan that in the end will increase the risks that they will have a nuclear weapon. I'm going to stop here because I want to tell you in October, right here, the Global Pact on Education event was moved. So I'm just saying, it says the Congregation for Catholic Education announces that the Global Pact on Education will take place from October 11th through the 18th, 2020, the event that had originally been scheduled for May 14th of 2020. Okay, and the decision to reschedule was taken in light of the uncertainty linked to the spread of the coronavirus, along with the decisions taken by public authorities on a global scale. Okay, the Global Pact is not limited to educational and academic institutions, but rather in the belief that commitment to education must be shared by all, involves representatives of religions, international bodies, and various humanitarian institutions of academic, economic, political, and cultural world. This is talking about the one world order. This is very well, since everything's getting moved, could be when the peace deal gets signed. Now, I'm going to continue reading on to this because there's something I want to tell you. Okay, and it says, the Secretary of State repeated his remarks from last month that whether to annex West Bank settlements or not is an Israeli decision. And we remember the article that Trump even said that, okay, yes, you can go ahead and annex it. He's all for it, but something else has to be in place, which is the Palestinians. They don't agree with it. And it says, I want to understand what the new government thinks of this. He said, some months has passed, and in the end, it's an Israeli decision. We will discuss the best way to implement the vision for peace that the Prime Minister agreed to. The Netanyahu and Gantz new government is set to be sworn in on Thursday. Their coalition agreement sets July 1st as the earliest date on which Netanyahu can hold a vote on the application of Israeli sovereignty to settlements in the Jordan Valley. The Trump peace plan would allow Israeli law to be extended to about 30% of the West Bank, with the rest being dedicated to a potential Palestinian state. The rest of this I will post because it's extremely long. And yeah, so I'm just letting everybody know that this right here, judgment's getting ready to come. I don't know if you guys know, but yesterday there was earthquakes hit both the Vatican City and Israel at the same time. Okay, it says, who removeth the mountains, and they know it not, when he overturned them in anger, who shaketh the earth out of her place, and the pillars thereof tremble. Job 9:5. 3 earthquakes 2 in Israel and 1 in Italy took place in the same hour. One rabbi with an auspicious lineage linked their coincidence with the current pandemic, suggesting a timely divine message with ominous implications. On Monday morning, 2 minor earthquakes shook northern Israel. Okay. Oh, hold on a second. The wind blew. Okie dokie. Sorry about that. Okay. The second Israeli on Monday hit. Okay. And it doesn't matter. And it says at 5:03 a.m. local time on Monday, less than a half hour after the Jordan Valley stopped shaking and half an hour before Naharian began shaking, a 3.2 through 3.7 magnitude earthquake shook Vatican City and Rome. Though there were no injuries and no damage reports on social media described panicked residents running into the streets. Okay, why is this a big deal? Well, because it says right here, a major earthquake in Rome could bring its signature ancient stone ruins tumbling to the ground. It would, of course, also shake the seat of the Catholic Church. After the 2016 shakeup, several major cities were temporarily closed. After the largest of the 2016 quake cracks appeared in the ceiling of St. Paul's Basilica, whatever. Okay, and it says, God is shaking the crown off the head of the Vatican. Okay? Because he's the one that is definitely for all this division. He's the one that is for the New World Order. He's the one hosting all of this. So, of course, judgment's going to be coming. Some said that this is not judgment on Israel. No, but this is judgment that is coming because of the division that they're going to do of the land. And God said that when they speak peace and safety, sudden destruction shall come upon them. Okay, and so because of that, it is a big deal. All right, it says, hold on, there's some other sun. Okay, even today, every natural phenomenon can literally be an awe-inspiring experience and occasionally fearsome reminder of our mortality and limitations. The near simultaneous earthquakes were God shaking the one who stole his crown while pointing to where the crown really should be. All right. In this case, the Vatican was established as a replacement for Solomon's temple, as if there could ever be such a thing. As the true temple becomes imminent, the existence of the Vatican, a fake version of the temple in Jerusalem, becomes more offensive to the king whose throne was in Israel. This gentle earthquake was like shaking Rome awake. Remember, Italy was hit very hard by the corona crown virus. And it says that the earthquakes in Israel open up an age of prophecy. Okay, and it's this is where they believe that the sea split after the exodus of Egypt. And it also says that it killed 500 people back in July 11th of 27. And I'll end up posting all of this, but it just is bringing lots and lots of chaos. I mean, God's trying to wake, the nations up, and little do they want to know. They don't want to listen. So because of that, God's going to do whatever he can to wake people up, whether it's by an earthquake or not. So I will make another video because I got a lot more information. This I just wanted to tell you. We have a lot of prophecy that's coming up towards October, the end of the year. So just hold on to your hats because things are about to get ugly, especially this next video I'm about to say.